welcome back to Your Carolina. All you history buffs are going to love this segment. That's because our next guest, William Gray, is a collector of all things and a lot of historical things. William, welcome to Your Carolina.
Welcome, William.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, how did you, before we explain what all this is, because it's so cool, how did you get into all this and become like a collector? And
It was my great uncle. My great uncle was chair of an English department at a college, and he had a rare book collection. And my father inherited that collection, and he asked me to help him sell it in college, and that's how I found out about the collectibles trade.
Awesome.
what have you learned through all this? Because like when you talk about rare books, like what do you mean? What do you consider rare?
I work with rare books, autographs, relics. I mean, anything that belonged to or was signed by or held by a historical figure is of value. And it's really fascinating because anybody can collect history.
Right.
And they can buy history.
But you actually have a passion and a love for it. Like, so that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating holding stuff that was signed by, Abraham Lincoln or George Washington.
Right.
Letters or documents, you get to think, what they were thinking. You actually are holding something that provides their thoughts or, what they were thinking at the time period. And it was something that they actually held and signed, too.
Now, did you take yourself to that show, Pawn Star?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
wow.
Yeah, tell us about that.
It was a really good experience. I met with Rick Harrison. He was very nice. The cast and crew was really amazing and extremely nice. It was a very good experience.
Were you able to sell some stuff?
I sold a Winston Churchill letter.
Okay.
And I actually brought a Churchill letter very similar to the one I sold.
Oh, show us. Where?
He didn't try to get over on you, did you?
I
feel
know,
like you got the
right?
value there. That's why I stopped watching that show.
I bought the Churchill letter for about $200 to $300 and sold it for $1,200. So
Okay,
I
there we
feel
go.
like I got a very reasonable
Well,
profit.
you gotta.
This is a typed letter signed by Winston Churchill, and
Wow.
he's signed it W here, and you guys can actually hold
Can
this
we
and pass
hold
it
it?
around.
Oh my
But
gosh!
in that letter, he talks about Benjamin Disraeli, another prime minister from the 19th century. So it has a really good association between two of the great British prime ministers, Churchill and Disraeli.
That is so
That is
neat.
awesome.
How nice to hear from you, and how good of you to offer me the marble paperweight, which once belonged to Lord Beaconsfield, and then your mother.
It will indeed give me much pleasure to accept this historic gift from you. Thank you so much for thinking of presenting it to me. Every good wish. This is awesome.
And
How cool is
Churchill
that?
held that and signed it. It's really fascinating. This is one of the oldest items I have.
I'd say this looks so old.
This is what we refer to as an incunable. Incunables were books, the first books ever printed. They were printed from 1450 to 1500. And this particular one was printed in 1478, and it's a Bible guide.
So it has to be a Bible. Or something, right?
It looked Bible-esque. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
yes.
And y'all can hold this and pass it around. And it's been binded in animal skin, more than likely pig or lamb skin, and it's all written in Latin.
Oh, yeah. Could you
Wow.
please read this for me, Joan, and tell me what this says?
It says, glory to all. I don't know.
E2 Brutu. Right.
And
This is great.
And this is one of my favorite pieces here. This is a document signed by George Washington, and it's related
George.
to the French and Indian War. And in this document, he's ensuring that soldiers who fought under him during the French and Indian War are receiving lands that were owed to him, and he signed it at the bottom here and dated it.
Oh my gosh. January 7th, maybe? 1774, or is that 25th?
That's
20.
you got the date right. And
Okay.
he actually signed that a month after the Boston Tea Party, and a year before they started the American Revolution.
Okay, you've got like John F. Kennedy, like some little matches.
Yeah, over here, there's one framed and there's one y'all can handle. This
Okay.
was a matchbook that was used and owned by President John F.
JFK.
Kennedy.
You know you're special when your matchbook has your initials on it,
Initials,
when it's
yes.
monogrammed,
Goals.
right?
And all
Goals.
this material comes with provenance, so I know definitively that Kennedy used and owned that matchbook. And that matchbook was removed out of the White House by Jacqueline Kennedy's secretary shortly after his assassination, unfortunately. But any memorabilia that was used or owned by Kennedy is of extreme value.
And you have someone's hair?
I do. There's actually a market for people's hair. I mean, science is really booming, so hair is. There's a market for hair relics.
samples.
This was a lock of hair that was removed from Andrew Jackson on his
it's right there, I
deathbed,
see
and there's actually an institution that tested hair and found high concentrations of lead in Andrew Jackson's hair, and they think he might have died from bullets that were lodged in his body from duels that he had been in
Wow.
previously.
Wouldn't
So,
even thought of that.
and then this is a autograph letter signed by Robert E. Lee, and it's Civil War dated. He signed it here at the bottom. It's a little faded, but in this letter, he's thanking a local for giving rations and bread to his soldiers just before a major battle.
This is so cool. Show us one more really cool one before we have to go.
So this is Abraham Lincoln signature, and he signed this 4 months before his assassination. And if you look close enough, this is his fingerprint here.
Okay.
Look at that. I don't know if camera right there. That camera is
Yeah,
getting
look
it.
at
Can
those
you
little
see
smudge right there.
that smudge? Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
That is insane.
This is a letter from Grant, who led the Union forces, and he's declining to meet with his successor, Rutherford B. Hayes.
That's crazy. It's
That's a
like
historic
so
letter,
neat. I mean, you can't even read it. It's so neat.
And then this is a photograph of William Tecumseh Sherman, one of the leading generals of the Union during the Civil War. He's most famous for his March to the Sea, and it's signed here on the back, surprisingly, to a Confederate soldier that he fought in a battle during the Civil War, and he signed this a couple decades
That is so
after
cool.
the war.
William, thank you for bringing this. We're gonna have you back again because I know. I mean, we could just
So
talk
much
about this stuff all
Well,
day.
I would love to come back. I mean, I have a lot of presidential material, literature, science, aviation, space. So I would love to come back.
You're so cool. Thank you so much, guys. Don't move. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.